Now, today, government has announced that President Akufo-Addo is heading to China, and that's the second biggest economy in the world, as you are well aware. President Akufo-Addo is going with a delegation of Ghanaian businesses, men and women seeking to explore opportunities in that country. Here is Information Minister Joyonnews again, making the announcement this morning.
President Akufo-Addo will leave the country for a state visit in the People's Republic of China. He will arrive in China on the 31st of August to start the visit, which starts on the 1st of September 2018. He will hold bilateral engagements with Chinese President Xi Jinping, focusing on economic relations between the two countries. Now, the bilateral economic conversation between the two countries will focus on infrastructure, including railways and roads, education, health, what we call the Smart Cities Initiative, and industrialization. Ghana also wants to learn from some of the recent major strides that China has made in improving quality of life of its people, and it will be a subject of discussion between President Akufo-Addo and President Xi Jinping. The president will also be traveling with a private sector delegation of about 90 businesses or business people, and they will be holding high-level business-to-business relationships on the back of the president's visit. Of course, these people are traveling at their own expense, but when you have your president leading a business delegation, it opens a lot more doors than when you go on your own. So this business delegation of about 90 business people will have the opportunity to participate in their own business-to-business conversations with potential partners in China. President Akufo-Addo will then move to Jinan in the Shandong province. And for those who are familiar with China, the Shandong province, we are told, has about $1.3 trillion economy. And it's one of the major pillars in the Chinese economic development story. The president will be participating in a business forum there and will be seeking to, again, open more doors for Ghanaian businesses on this trip that are seeking to do high-level business with Chinese partners. He will also be participating in some political conversations between Ghana and China. As I'm sure you are aware, Ghana was instrumental in the formal processes to make China a member of the United Nations Security Council. Indeed, some reports suggest that Ghana was the country to open its second mission in China. So Ghana...
Kojo Opon Nkrumah there. Now, well, as you heard, President Akufo-Addo will be meeting his counterpart, President Xi Jinping. Here is how the two leaders compare. Now, let me take you through this graphics, and so you have an idea before I even launch into my conversation. Now, President Akufo-Addo is 74 years. His counterpart, Xi Jinping, is 65 years, about 9 years older than him. President has been president here in Ghana since January 2017. President Xi Jinping has been in office since March 2013, and he was able to facilitate the constitutional review that gave him lifetime presidency. So he is the president for life for China. The population, as we know, Ghana is at 29.4 million as of 2018. In China, we're looking at about 1.4 trillion. That is huge, certainly. The currency, you know, is 4 cedis 74 pesos to the dollar, and in the Chinese currency, it is 6 cedis 82. Well, I don't know what's at the bottom to the dollar, but it's 66.82 yuan to the dollar there. So just to give you an idea of the two presidents I'll be meeting. Later on, I'll be also taking you to Berlin, where we understand that the Chancellor of Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel, will also actually is in Ghana. We'll talk about that a bit. But I'm joined on the line now by Dr. Charles Dramna. He's Ghana's Deputy Ambassador to China. He joins me all the way from Beijing on phone. Hi, Dr. Dramna. It's good to have you on the phone. How are you doing?
Hello, Gypsy. Good to have you online again.
Right.
It's been a while since last spoke.
Yes. We understand it's very late in China right now. Indeed, my producer has been in China, so he knows how the system works and everything. So tell us,
Well, it's actually 2 minutes past midnight.
Wow.
So at the office, we'll be leaving any moment from now to the airport to receive some government officials who are arriving
Okay.
as an
All
advance team for the program.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the president's trip and really what's in this for Ghana.
Right. Thank you. And greetings to your cherished listeners. Basically, the president is here for two main things. First is a state visit at the invitation of his counterpart, the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and that will be followed by focus, as has been explained by the Minister of Information. I heard him speak on it a while ago. So we're seeking to use this opportunity to deepen the relationship between Ghana and China so as to get the best out of it. China currently is the second largest economy. So depending on how we as a nation we play our cards, we should be able to get maximum returns from this engagement.
And if you say maximum returns, can you give us some specifics? We know about the bauxite deal, which of course the opposition has raised concerns about. Are there going to be any new things added to the, the bauxite trade sort of thing that we're entering into with the Chinese?
Well, when you look at diplomatic world, diplomacy is all about leveraging friendship, association to get what you desire as a nation. So if we as a nation feel that there is the need to have infrastructural development, there is the need to enhance trade, there is the need to facilitate people exchanges, then of course it's our duty to leverage our current diplomatic standing with the Chinese, which has been elevated by anyway, elevated higher than it was some couple of months ago, to get what we really need. So we are looking at negotiations aimed at bringing in the needed investment from the private sector. We're looking at negotiations aimed at facilitating, government-to-government exchanges, negotiations aimed at getting our people to do hassle-free business with Chinese people. These are all benefits that we know to us as part of the President's visit to China.
Well, there have been, this argument that how come there's so many the tiny things that can be done here in Ghana that are being exported, for example, imported, I beg your pardon, from China. There has been the concern that how about government facilitating that trade relation where Ghanaians can go to China and bring whatever it is they're using to manufacture these things, like toothpick, like plastic shoe racks, How is there any sort of agreement that can be reached so that Ghanaians can go to China and bring those things here so we can do the manufacturing?
I think that's the underlying principle of the 1G1F policy being pursued by His Excellency President Addo.
Okay.
The whole idea is to enable Ghanaians come out, lead the industrialization effort of government, so that if it is, let's say, shoes you want to deal in, and you previously used to import the shoes from China, at this time, the president and the government be collectively saying that, look, production of shoes takes place in several states, maybe from one state to the 5th state. So instead of getting all the 5 states done in China, take the lead, talk to the bank, we are facilitating it, get machinery from China, set up a small plant here in Ghana so that if you can't do all the 5 stages, at least let them do stage 1, stage 2, bring the semi-finished product, add value to it by completing stage 3, 4, and 5, and voila, we are there. Gradually,
as
always, more people start doing that, then we will wake up one day as a developed country.
Quite frankly, Doc, it's always easier said than done. But since you are there and you are saying it that easy, we hope that you will be able to help facilitate. My very final question, we know that the president is going to a place called Shandong. I don't know that place, but I'm sure my producer does a lot. But we want to find out, what is it about this place that's so special? What is it, and why should government or the president necessarily pass through there? Is there something there for us?
Right, thank you. You know, China is a very vast place with several provinces taken to our regions in Ghana. Shandong happens to be one of the provinces with a lot of direct transactions with Ghana. As in, people from Shandong, companies from Shandong are doing a lot of business with Ghanaian counterparts.
Okay.
So we realize that in coming years, there is the need to hold a meeting, an economic summit in Shandong, to first of all motivate the people who are already doing business to continue doing good business and expand their businesses. And secondly, encouraging new businesses who are yet to get to Ghana, moving to Ghana. Then the third point would be to create a platform for our Ghanaian businessmen and women who will be traveling to find partners, do a B2B, so as to promote their business, expand their businesses. So the whole idea is the Shandong base is purely a business and investment thing, spearheaded by GITC. And as you know, Mr. Yofi Grant is running all over the place, doing a very wonderful job at bringing investment to Ghana. So that's what the Shandong thing is. So aside that, there is a mini business summit in Wenzhou, a city called Wenzhou. And this conference summit is called the China-Ghana Cooperation Fair. And at this fair, we'll be creating the platform for the various sector ministers to showcase the investment opportunities in their sectors that would benefit from private investment and so on and so forth. They'll be meeting investors, leading investors in China at this summit to present Ghana to them and sell Ghana to them as well.
All right, Dr. Jamna, thank you so much for your time. Except that we'll have to, people have said that, well, with the Chinese, if you're having any such negotiations, you'll really have to keep your eyes open because they always go for the best for their country. It will be up to us as Ghanaians to insist on the best for us in return. Doc, thank you so much for waiting up for us. It's past midnight, but you made this happen. Thank you so much. Dr. Charles Jamna is the deputy head of mission, or deputy head of Ghana's mission in China. I'm supposed to say thank you in Chinese, but I'm not quite sure I can get that. Well, apparently it's Sheshe. I hope that he heard that.